Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm coming to you from a very beautiful and gorgeous Northeast Pennsylvania day. Today is March 2nd, believe it or not. I'm actually wearing a t-shirt and it's 2 days away from my birthday, so I'm kind of enjoying myself here, coming out, getting some footage, getting some exercise, and more importantly, making some good content for you. Coming to you today from the Dunmore Reservoir number 1. This is a place I filmed before in the past. Most recently I was here almost 3 months ago to the date, back in December with a bunch of people. If you want to see that video, it will be down in the description. It's kind of a frozy waterfall type of video. But the reason I'm back here today is because this reservoir has a trail that goes around the whole entire thing. I never went past pretty much the area I'm at right now, which is right where the falls are, the spillway. So I wanted to take you guys with me as we take a walk around here and see what it looks like back there, because from what I've seen and heard, it's a pretty nice walking trail and some pretty nice cool vantage points. And if we are able to find a good spot, I may even put the camera underwater and get some views under there. So if you'd like to join me, then come along with me. So you can see the reservoir spillways right behind me here. We're going to focus on that towards the end as we come around and check out the falls, but we're going to start going towards the back and see what it looks like. So let's get moving. I know it's a little breezy today. Hopefully it's not too bad. I'm not using the external microphone. That way I could stick the camera underwater if I choose to. But I think once we get further back, away from the traffic, away from the openness of the reservoir, it should be a bit calmer and quieter. But so far it's looking like a pretty nice spot. Definitely plan on returning in the summer. There's a butterfly garden here too, right where I was sitting. It would be cool to get some pictures or views of those. And here looks like a little picnic area and some evidence of beavers at work. And you can see this is a more shady area here. There's still some ice in the water despite it being 56 degrees today. That probably will start to melt this afternoon, but this is definitely a nice little area to come take a break, read a book, have a picnic on the picnic table there. I could definitely see myself enjoying it. I have to say this might be my new favorite spot. I'm going to set you down on the table here and give you the viewpoint as if you're sitting here yourself. I just want you to look and listen to the tranquility, and at the same time try to drown out the traffic in the background. But there's actually seagulls here and an amazing view. So I'm going to be quiet, so sit here with me and enjoy the spectacular view. That is definitely a great spot. We'll be returning there without a doubt in the future. Maybe even do a little food review live stream there, something like that. I'm sure it's actually a lot of people's favorite spots, but going to add me to the list. But we've only just begun. We got a lot of walking to do here. So we're going to pick up the pace here, show you some highlights along the way, and see what else we discover. Came upon our first patch. Good old Mother Nature's carpet. Trail is slightly muddy from probably snow melt, ice melt. Hasn't rained in a few days, but ground is still saturated, but manageable. I am wearing hiking shoes, trying to avoid any deep pockets of mud. But I'm sure if you get a nice hot summer day with over a week of no rain, this will be bone dry. See, it's quite swampy right here. Much larger puddle up here. Now, it's obvious evidence of ATVs and dirt bikes riding through here. I don't think that's allowed, but that typically does happen. This is a large puddle here. It's crystal clear too. I mean, not worth sticking the camera in. But you can see right to the bottom. It's maybe 6 to 8 inches deep. But it actually looks quite nice with the sun reflecting. And I have been spotting too, whether there are game trails or not, there are signs of trails going off in different directions. So I'm not sure if they're like little hiking trails or game trails, but never know. Maybe you have to explore them one day. So here's a trail right here. This one is official. This says Little Roaring Brook. And it looks like it heads towards... Oh, that was a deep pocket of mud. Looks like it heads towards the back area of the reservoir. Now this does continue straight. I don't know where that goes, but we may find out. But let's follow this. I am intrigued based on that photo. So this may connect with that trail if we go straight. We may have to backtrack. But the only way to find out is just to explore. Like I always say, it's not so much the destination, more about the journey. Pretty cool tree here, growing out of one trunk, splits into two. I do hear some moving water in the distance, some rapids or falls or something. There's the reservoir there. This might lead us to what feeds into it. So when we get a little bit closer, I'll return with the video. All right, came upon the little stream here flowing into the reservoir, and as it showed in the picture, there's these big blocks here. Looks like limestone that kind of make a type of pathway to continue across. This is actually pretty neat. This water here, you could see, not deep, but nice and clear. It's probably mountain fed. But before we go across, wow, there's some huge downed and chopped trees and beavers. Biggest I've ever seen. We'll get over there and show you that. But I want to take a little walk up here closer to the reservoir and see if there's any spots we could possibly get some underwater footage. If not, we'll have to keep moving on. But I'm actually pleasantly surprised. This is much nicer than I was anticipating. I thought it was just going to be like a dingy, muddy trail with no views. But surprisingly, this is actually quite interesting. Oh yeah, this is beautiful here. I'm not sure if you're allowed to go in it, but I wouldn't mind bringing some water shoes in the summer. Oh yeah, this is ideal. This is like a nice little hole right here. Looks like a future swimming hole. You got the river pebbles, the river rocks here. I'm gonna try to go a little bit further. Yeah, this is an ideal spot. I wish I could get out there right now. I can't. But that, from what I could tell, goes a few feet deep. I don't know if you could swim here. I mean, if you can't, you know, at least walk around in it. It'd probably be cool to get some underwater footage, though. It is nice and clear and deep right there. And here's the main reservoir. We are on the backside of it now, pretty much. There's geese out there. What else is there? I think there might be some ducks and some, I can't remember the name of them. I said them before, the white birds from the beach. You can see here it's frozen. So if I was to go out on that little dry patch, I can't get underwater because it is still a sheet of ice. But this is a really nice little area. I don't know why I'm so excited about it, but I am. It's just really cool. I'm gonna get you a couple little still shots here with the moving water. I know people like to enjoy looking and listening to moving water, so we'll try to do that for you. And then we'll continue on. So that was a pretty cool little area. I got some photos, got some footage for you guys. Hopefully that little stream action was nice and relaxing. And now let's cross these big blocks here. And we're gonna go across the other side, show you some of the beaver damage, and then continue on. This one here is slightly wet. I'm gonna have to try my best not to slip and fall. Okay, made it across without any issues. But again, summertime, if I had flip-flops or water shoes, I'd walk right through. But without a doubt, another location to add to the list that I need to return to. Summertime, this will have a completely different look. And on top of that, we'll be able to go in the water probably. But let's go over here. I want to show you the incredible evidence of beavers here. It's unlike what I've seen before. You can see, maybe you can't. I know it's hard on this camera because I can't zoom in, but they're starting to work in that tree there. That is probably 2 feet, 2.5 feet in diameter. Evidence everywhere. That one was freshly downed. This one was down for a while now. But look at this one here that they're starting to work on. Like that, if that's not determination and perseverance, I don't know what is, to take on something that big. Sorry about that, the wind came through really strong, but that is at least 3 feet in diameter. You got one that's fallen here. But this one here, they're about more than halfway through it. And I'm afraid it's going to come down with a strong gust of wind. It's actually shaking quite good. But The one behind it is what I'm most impressed about. I've never seen action like this before from a beaver to take down such a gargantuan tree. Look at the size of that. That is, I don't know how to put it. It's a heck of a lot of work, but impressive. But I don't know how else to word it though. But I mean, I've seen beaver action before, like little trees like this. Never anything this big. I mean, these beavers are either on steroids or they just have superpowers, because that is incredible. These are all the teeth marks right here too. It's almost like little axe marks. And the fresh shavings. This was down probably in the last couple weeks. But this one here though is ready to come down. It's quite incredible how it looks. And again, the wind is really whipping today. I'm going to hold it here. Just watch the tree. You'll see it shaking back and forth. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes down later today if we get a good gust of wind. But I'm going to set you guys down for a moment. I'm going to snap some photos, and while I'm doing that, you can watch me do it in a speeded up process. So I'll be back with you guys in a moment. You might be able to see some people walking in the background. I asked them, they said that trail that goes straight, the one that we were originally on, and we turned down left to come here, they said they don't remember that trail, they don't know where it goes, and they don't think it meets up with this one. This one goes around the reservoir. So we're going to continue following this because that was my plan originally. But when we do come back, for any other time that we come back, I'll either find out where that goes, looking on Google Maps, asking people that have been here, or just taking a walk for myself. It might just be an ATV trail, but it may go somewhere interesting, I don't know. But we're going to keep going this way and keep moving, and we'll see what else we find. So don't forget, if you are enjoying this video so far, give it a thumbs up. I'm having a great time making this for you guys. So gorgeous day outside, t-shirt weather, running water, beaver action. So all in all, pretty good so far. I just found something I want to show you. One of nature's little Easter eggs here. Can you spot it? Right there, looks like a heart. Pretty neat how it formed itself naturally, but that definitely looks like a heart. We're gonna snap a photo and then keep moving. All right, came to a junction here. I'm a little perplexed which way to go. There's the heart tree right there. Came to a fork in the road. Now to the right here, it's a little odd. There's some yellow caution tape, do not pass, which is no longer connected, but there's even more up ahead. But once you get up here, the trail forks off in different directions, goes further back. This one here, just based on my assumption and common sense, I think will continue around the reservoir. So it looks like, again, if I do return, we're gonna have to see where these go. If you're familiar with this area and have any input as to where these go, I'd love to hear from you. I'm actually looking further back. You'll never be able to see it because I'm on wide angle. But straight through the trees, there's a green colored object that's not natural. It's like almost like a teal color. So something is back there that may require further investigating. Here's another one of those trees too I wanted to show you. One giant trunk turned into two gargantuan trees. Very cool. I'm gonna give you a quick little shot looking straight up the top of it. What I'm going to try and do right now, I'm going to try to do a little bushwhacking and cut through the woods here and go to where the edge of the water is. I want to see, even though there's more trail to go, I want to see if there's a spot somewhere I can stick the camera underwater. I do have my long extendable monopod, so I could get it in there a few feet. If there's nowhere here, we'll keep going and maybe find another spot. But let's cut through here and see what we can or can't find as far as a good spot to breach the water with the camera. Now there's signs of people being here. There's a, looks like a bait bucket or something, or a flower pot. This is not going to work here. This is all seaweed and grass. Very shallow. But here we are looking clear across the other side. Now again, the trail goes around there. So maybe over there somewhere we'll find something. Looks like maybe even a beaver's home over there. But there's some geese here, seagulls, but not an ideal spot to get some underwater footage. Worst case scenario, we'll get it closer to where the dam is. But you can see all the fallen trees here from the beavers. Little do they realize that once they fall them, they need to get them into the water, and they're not able to do that. So they just lay here and just rot away. But heavy activity of beavers. Ooh, look at this. Look at the skull we just found. And more bones. Check that out. And there's part of the vertebrae right there. What do you think this is? It's a decent size. It's bigger than a beaver, I would say. Probably, maybe coyote. I'd say bigger than a fox. I'm gonna snap a few photos, ask my local resident bone experts, and we'll see what we find out. But that was a cool little find. I'm gonna sit on the tree here, get some photos of it. All right, so I got the photos I needed. They're gonna sit there until they blow off or someone else finds them. And it's really windy here, so I'm going to start moving back to the trail and we'll keep moving forward. So I came upon another feed area where the water is flowing into the reservoir. Very soft and wet and muddy here. So I gotta try to find the high ground and use those little makeshift boardwalks to get across. Thank God these planks of wood are here, because it'd be rather difficult to get across. Actually, some dirty water. I don't know where this is coming from. Very windy here though. I don't want to stay here. So we'll keep pressing on. Now, as you can tell already from watching this video, I did use music for the intro to show you like a little preview as to what you can expect in the video. I'm keeping the rest of this video raw and natural, just how you would experience if you're here for yourself, even with the wind, which I'm not a big fan of. I could use my external mic, but again, you can't use that when going underwater, and it'd be just a pain in the butt to keep disconnecting it, reconnecting it. But if you are appreciating the natural elements of the rest of this video, comment down below. Say, yeah, I do enjoy it when it's the natural sounds. Or if you do enjoy the music, say, yeah, I like the music too, or I enjoy both. The one time you're gonna hear music again though is gonna be for the photo montage at the end. But until then, it's just gonna be me and you walking the trail. Looks like old tree stand or something. Oh, it might be a good spot here to get some underwater footage. There's a nice clearing here. Let's check this out. Got a combination of beaver work and the carpet. Very, very windy. I do apologize. Yeah, this it's not going to work back here. It just shallows out to nothing. Loads of leaves and debris. I would have to have like a 20-foot pole to get anywhere, and you won't be able to see very good because of the ice. So we're going to have to find a deeper spot somewhere. I'll keep my eyes open as we continue along. Very worst case scenario, we may not get a good opportunity today, but rest assured, I will return. Okay, continuing along the trail, that's the direction I was coming from. It does continue that way, but looking off towards the water, I did spot another trail that comes down to another picnic table. Looks like possibly some fire pits as well. So let's see how this looks and compare it to the other side that we first came upon and took a few moments to relax at. There's actually a grill down here. I don't know if this is someone's... I don't think it's their home. Maybe a camping spot. There's a trash bag there. There's a little charcoal grill. Maybe it's like a community one, or anyone can use it, you know, as long as you take care of it. I don't know if you're allowed to camp here, but this is a nice little area. They even got brick pavers here. But look at the view here. I mean, wow. This is really, really nice. I think it's even better than the other one that we first saw. What's kind of cool though, not sure if it's picking up on camera. If I have to, I'll pull out my phone and zoom in, but there's actually a line in the water here. So the water is, you know, I guess you could say freely moving there. It's loose, it's, you know, ripply, and it hits ice. And there's a clear line where the water is frozen and thawed. And here comes the wind. The one thing that's pretty cool, you probably can't hear it, but the ice, it's just a very thin sheet of ice. It's kind of going through the waves, and you can hear it kind of crunching against itself. It's like a little, almost like white noise. But there's a pretty decent spot here where we can stick you guys underwater. It's not very deep, but it's a little bit deeper than what we saw. It's clear, and I can get close enough to at least get you a look underwater. Can't go very far with it. So I'm going to take you guys out of this holster, put you in this one, and get you guys wet. Not sure if you can hear me. I do apologize for the wind. It is very, very windy here. The worst spot I've been to, but the most gorgeous spot. But I just wanted to let you know that I looked at the underwater footage, which you probably already watched. I took some pictures here, and we're going to keep moving on. But this is a really gorgeous area. I got some pretty good, decent close-ups of these seagulls too, which are out behind me there. But if you guys are familiar, this is a public camping area or a little cookout area. Feel free to let me know. I wouldn't mind coming here, you know, bring a little bag of charcoal, maybe fire up at the grill and make a burger or a hot dog, or even come to this bench or the first one and do a chow time episode here, or just sit back, relax, and do a live stream where we just hang out together. But this is really a gorgeous, gorgeous spot. It's just another one of these things where I never knew how nice it was, and it's so close to home. I'm literally no more than 15 minutes away from here, and it's a very easy, manageable trail. And I'm going to definitely bring Lily and Jill here to see it for themselves. But summertime, I'm definitely going to come back and get some more underwater footage and see how this place looks when it's in full bloom with the wildflowers, trees. And it's going to look probably like a whole different park or a whole different place. But that's the good thing about having 4 seasons. You know, every time you come, it's something different. So again, wind, I mean, I'm sorry. I just needed to get the underwater footage without using the external microphone. We're going to keep moving on. Hopefully get back down in the valley and get away from the wind. And we'll pick up from there. So you can probably hear it's less windy now, but you can probably hear the traffic a bit louder. That's because we're getting back closer to where we began. which is close to the interstates here, so it's going to get noisier, but still a nice wooded area here. I just came upon another fork here. Let me just give a little glimpse to see where we're at. Okay, so it looks like it goes towards the roadway. There's a building there, so we want to stay on this trail and continue on. Not much further to go. I can see the big blue tank there, the water tank through the distance, and the dam is over there to the left. I think we'll be able to get pretty close to the spillway. I know there's a fence, but we'll have to find a place to cross over. So here we're straight across where we started. Over there is the board area, the information area. I was sitting on the bench. That's where I started the video. You technically could go down this way, but they don't want you to. They do have a fence with no trespassing signs. They don't want you going near this area, which is protected. So I'm going to go down the long way, cross down below the bottom. There's a bridge down there, and then we'll probably wrap it up down there. I'll give you a couple views of the waterfall area, which is barely trickling over. As you can see, the water level is quite low right now. A lot of exposed shoreline here, and some more beaver dam work, and high gust of wind, so I'll see you over there. So I just came down from that way. That's where the fence is, where I was kind of yelling because of the wind, looking towards the spillway. There's actually another parking lot down here. I didn't even realize it. There's a building here, 5-star equipment, John Deere. Got a picnic table there. The board area and the concrete barrier saying Dunmore Reservoir. So I didn't know there's a whole separate entrance. And here, I did see an information board here, which answered some of my questions. It does say no fishing, which I wasn't going to come here fishing anyways, but one of the things it does say no bathing or swimming. So it also says no wading. So may not be able to come back here and swim. It wouldn't be a wise idea, at least, to do it on camera. So as much as I would like to come back and swim, I'm just going to come back and enjoy it and get the underwater footage the way I did without physically going in there. I'm sure walking through the creek area wouldn't be bad, walking, you know, just a crossover or something like that, but I'm not going to go any further than doing that if I come back. But rest assured, though, there are plenty of other walking areas around with bodies of water or running water where we can do that legally. So we got another picnic table here. This goes down to where? There's like an access road. You can hear how loud it is. And I think North American Warhorse is just on the other side of this building. But the trail comes down this way. We're going to follow it down, which should bring us down to the very bottom. It actually goes quite a ways down, so geez, ooh, some massive drain culverts going underneath the roadway. I'm going to see if I get a shot of those. Those are, geez, look like probably 10 feet in diameter. So let me get down there and we'll see what it looks like. So things just got a little bit more interesting. I was just up on top of there. We walked all the way down. Now those big drains I want to show you are over here. But straight ahead there's something that may be something else besides a drain. You'll see what I mean when we get closer. I don't know how close we could get, but it's kind of half backfilled, half filled in. Instead of blinding myself, put my shades on, but yeah, let me spin you around and show you what I'm talking about. If you look there, there's something. I don't know. I don't want to speculate yet. I want to get closer to it. Some really thick brush here. Couldn't imagine walking through here in the summertime. Oh, okay. I thought for a second this was possibly an old mine portal, but it's just a big culvert. Looks like almost like a roadway. It is pretty cool though. Goes clear through. It looks like it was passable for a vehicle at one point until they put all this backfill here, but it goes right under the roadway to the other side. Pretty neat though. But the drains I want to show you are down here where there's some rushing water. You can see how close we are to the roadway too. So we'll pick up back down there. Alright, sure you can hear the water. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at right now. It's really nice. We may have found another swimming hole right there. We'll inspect that in a minute, but look at these drains here. How freaking huge are these? By far the largest I've ever seen. I'm going to set you guys down. I'm going to get down there as close as I can to show the size comparison, because these are almost big enough for a vehicle to go through. And I want to get a couple pictures of what it looks like down there too. So I'll set you guys down and you'll see me down there. So as you saw me down there, or hopefully saw me, those are quite massive. And it goes straight through. You'll see in the photo montage. Actually, I'll put up the photo right now. There's water on the other side. You know what? Better yet, I'll take you down there. What fun is it to look at a photo? There it is. Water keeps flowing through. This is coming straight from the reservoir. And I'll have to look on maps and see where that goes from there. It probably goes to a river. But what I want to show you next before we wrap things up, I'm going to go along that shoreline there. It looks like possibly a little deep pool of water. And I'll give you some close-ups of those little rapids there too. So I'll see you right over there in a moment. Now, as far as I could tell, this looks fairly deep. Now, when I say deep, I mean deep enough to sit in, maybe kneel in. It could be deeper. I can't see the bottom. It is kind of cloudy right now from whatever is washing down. But I bet if you come, though, after a dry stretch, it'd be pretty clear. And this, as far as I know, this would be allowable to swim in. This is not part of the reservoir. This is just after the spillway, which is just going into the drains. So I don't think this would be an issue to come back here, maybe just to walk around in, do a little snorkeling, and maybe even some underwater action. I don't know. I'll have to maybe find out about that. Or if anyone of you watching do know that this would be allowable, please let me know. I obviously don't want to bring myself or anyone else here to get them in trouble, but this is after the reservoir, down the spillway. I think this would be okay, but if I am wrong, I'll be the first one to admit it. But I'm going to set you guys down on top of here, get you some pretty cool scenes with the water flowing through. And we're going to go back to where we started. This is taking much longer than anticipated, but there was just so much to see. I was not prepared to show as much as I was because I didn't honestly know what there was to see, if that makes sense. So enough of me rambling. I know you guys want to see that water. Okay, we made some progress. Up there is where the fence was, where it was posted. We walked all the way around, came down the mountainside, followed the stream up, and we're now on the other side of the levee here. There's the pump house, there's the big water tank, and there's a bridge up here for us to cross. And while we're doing that, again, I'll give you a couple quick views of the falls, which is not very impressive today. But nonetheless, we are here. I'll show it to you. And then we're gonna wrap things up from there. Got what looks to be like an antique fire hydrant. Not sure how old that is. Some of you may be able to date that. Does it say on top of it? The Corey. C-O-R-E-Y, the Corey. Well, here it is. This is Dunmore #1 Reservoir Falls. Not too bad looking. I've seen it in better times, but still nice to sit and look at. Flowing water is always enjoyable. I'm gonna go up there near this side. I'll get you a closer view, and then we're gonna take a seat at that picnic table and wrap it up from there. All right, so right now, using the external microphone, so it might sound a little bit different. It's extremely windy right now. There's nothing I could do to really minimize it except for going in the car, but I wanted to stay out here because it's just a gorgeous day. Well, if you made it to this point in the video, I want to first congratulate you because I know it was a long video. It was never my intention to make it such a long video, but as I said before, not to be repetitive, but I didn't know what to expect here. I spent, geez, how long did I spend here? That's a good question. And the way I can find out is by looking at what time I took my first picture, which was just before 1 o'clock. It is now 3:15, so I spent almost 2.5 hours here. But with that said though, I took my time. I was stopping to shoot footage. I was taking photos. I was just taking a few minutes for myself just to enjoy what I was looking at. So realistically, I think you can probably walk this whole thing in an hour or less. If you want to really take your time and enjoy it and see what there is to offer here, it's going to take you a couple hours like it took me. I would not complain one bit about it though. Being such a nice day today, again, t-shirt weather, I was taking my time. I didn't, work up a sweat. I got some really nice photos, which I will be sharing at the end of my little outro here. So make sure you stay tuned for the photo montage. This is now though my first time completely around it. And since we saw there are different trails going different directions, so I do plan on returning again to see where that one first trail keeps going straight, where we made the left. I want to find out where that goes. And then where there's that fork where there's the yellow caution tape or whatever it was, I want to see where that goes as well. But if you are familiar with this area, if you are knowledgeable of these trails, feel free to share anything you can. Let me know what I can expect if I go back there. Since you did see the sign, I won't be swimming in the reservoir, obviously. I'm not going to break the rules or break the law. But if I'm able to maybe at least walk around, get some underwater footage in that downspout area before it hits the drains, that might be a possibility, but we'll see what happens. But if not a big deal. I actually have at least a half dozen cool swimming holes to share with you this coming summer. 1 or 2 we've been to before. other ones are going to be brand new for the first time. So not a deal breaker, but I'm just putting out there that it might be a possibility. One last thing though is that places like this are really nice to come to, because if you come different times of the year, you get to see completely different things. We've been here the winter time where it was a little bit of snow, some ice. We're here now, late winter, early spring almost. Even though it's March, it's not spring yet, but it's 50s and sunny. You can't really complain about it. But there's no ice, no snow really, except for a little bit in the back of the reservoir there. And then when we come in the summer, it's going to be full bloom, a lot of greenery, a lot of foliage. And it's going to look completely different, but still just as enjoyable. I do want to go check out the butterfly garden up there though. That will be probably springtime if that's when they do bloom. I don't know. If you guys know about butterflies when they come out or are most active, let me know. I'll try to come around that time. I know I've been rambling a lot now, but I just want to say that if you did happen to enjoy today's adventure, the best way to show your appreciation is by subscribing to the channel, ring the notification bell. That way you'll be alerted when you get when I do new uploads, new live streams, and of course giving a thumbs up never hurts either. Don't forget that you can follow me on Facebook. I do share photos, details, and some videos that don't always make it to my YouTube channel. And you can find links down below for my merchandise shop, where you can get a t-shirt like this one, Patreon page for donations, P.O. Box, PayPal, all the other good stuff will be found down below. With that said, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I got 2 days away from my birthday, even though when you're watching this, it'll be after my birthday. But if you want to, feel free to leave your birthday comments down below. I'll greatly appreciate it. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.